Hello, honors algebra students. Mr. Laurence here, and we're going to be factoring trinomials when a is not 1. We're going to be using a different method than I taught you earlier in the year. But before we do that, I want to point something out to you. When you double distribute, you might go 3x times 2x, and then do 3x times negative 5. Then you're going to do 4 times 2x, and 4 times negative 5, right? Well, these two little red little half circles or curves are going to be very important in helping me factor properly, and I will show you why in a minute. Okay, so you're going to see this little partial u here is going to be very helpful. All right, so let's get down to how to do this. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I want to factor this trinomial. I'm going to list the factors of 6 and of 25. Now, I'm going to be multiplying one of the factors of 6 with one of the factors of 25. And then I have to multiply their partners. So for example, if I did 1 times 1, I'd be forced to do 6 times 25. When I do that, I'm going to either add or subtract them to get b. How will I know if I add or subtract? Based on c sign. This tells me to subtract the products, okay? So my goal is to be able to multiply one of the factors of 6 with one of the factors of 25, multiply their partners, subtract, if this were positive I'd be adding, subtract, and get negative 5 for an answer. Now you could go a guess and check approach. As you get better at these, hopefully you won't have to do too much guessing and checking. But for example, I could do 1 times 1, which would be 1, and 6 times 25, which is 150. Is there any way to subtract those two numbers to get negative 5? No, there isn't. Okay. So maybe you go 6 times 1, and then you get 1 times 25. I still can't subtract those and get negative 5. So we know that those pairs aren't going to work together. Let's go with 6 times 5 is 30. 1 times 5 is 5. I can't subtract those and get negative 5. And checking the 6 with the other 5 would be silly because they're both 5, so it won't matter. Okay, so those two numbers are not going to be involved. Now, I really don't want to multiply 3 times 25 because it's going to be a large number, like 75, and then 2 times 1. It's going to be nowhere near 5. So maybe I'll come down here and check this. Maybe I'll multiply 3 times 5 and get 15, and then 2 times 10 or times 5 and get 10. And let me just change one little thing here. It can get a little misleading sometimes. I'll do the best I can. Can I take these numbers and subtract it 5? I sure can. I can get the negative 5. I can get 10 minus 15. Okay. Now that you know this, it's really easy to factor this. We're going to have two quantities. Okay. And remember, we've got these and these. Very important here. What's going to go here is one of the factors of 6x squared. I'm going to put a 3x there. Okay, I could have put 2x, it doesn't matter. Now, that means that this one has to be a 2x, right? The other factor. Now, what did I multiply the 2 by? I multiplied it by 5. Okay, so I need a 5 here. Now, the 3x got multiplied by a 5 as well. Right, so you follow the 3 to the 5. Now, the 15 was negative, so I need a negative 15, so that must be a negative. And the 10 was positive, so this 5 must be a positive, and there you go, it's factored. Kind of crazy. Let's try another one. Okay, here I have 12x squared plus 5x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to list the factors of 12. So you get 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2. Now I'm going to be subtracting the products because the 2 is negative, and I have to get 5 for an answer. Look at this. I see 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. How do I get 5? Well, that would be 8 minus 3. doesn't it? All right. Well, got my two quantities. And remember, I'm thinking about these. These little red lines really aren't a part of your answer. Hopefully after you do a few of them, you'll get used to not putting them in there. Let's put a 3x here because we don't want just a 3. We need an x for the x squared, right? Okay, which forces the 4x to go here. Now what did I multiply the 4 by? A 2. And when I multiplied the 4 by 2, did I get a positive number? Yeah, because I got the positive 8. So the 2 must be positive. All right, which means I multiplied the 3 by the 1. I got a negative 3, therefore that's negative. And there you go, it factors. All right, let's try problem number 3 here. Factors of 12, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Factors of 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. All right, I need to add this time the products because 15 is positive. This tells me to add. Tells me to add the products. So I'm going to do my two multiplications and then add them together. Now I'm going to add them to get negative 28. Well, how can you add to get negative 28? They must both be negative, right? Something like that. Of course, we need negative 28 and not negative 5. So get larger there, please. Thank you very much. Okay. So I need negative 28. Ooh, I think I'm onto it. 12 times 1 is 12. 15 and 1 is 15. 12 and 15, 27. Darn it. Thought I had it. Okay. So let's try something else here. Ooh, I've got 18 here, and I've got 10 there. There it is. 6 times 3 is 18, and I want it to be negative 18. 2 times 5 is 10, but I need it to be negative 10 because I need negative 10 plus negative 18. So they're both negative. All right, I am ready to factor. So I make two quantities. Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to have a 2x and a 6x. All right. Now I multiplied the 6 by the 3, right? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What am I doing? Sorry about that. I put that 6x in the wrong place there. Sorry. All right, let's try that again. 6x right there. Now I multiplied the 6 by the 3, and I need negative 18, so it must be a negative 3. I multiplied the 2 by a 5, but I need negative 10 for an answer, so it must be negative 5. And there is your factored answer. Okay, go ahead and try this one on your own. See if you can do it. In a minute, I will show you my solution. If you're still watching, pause the video if you haven't already tried to solve or factor this. Here comes my solution. 1 and 8, 2 and 4, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. I'm going to multiply the products and subtract to get positive 2. I got 12 and 10. There we go. There's 12. And there's 10. 12 and a 10. Subtracting 12 minus 10. Positive 2. Beautiful. So I'm going to go with a 2x and a 4x. Let's see. What did I multiply the 4 by? It looks like I multiplied it by a 3. I want the product to be positive. And then I multiplied the 2 by a 5. I want the product to be negative. And there you go. That's it. All right, we're going to get some practice with this over the next day or two. That's factoring in a more traditional manner. Mr. Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.